right, Knights of Apollo, what is up, guys? Are you ready for yet another battle? This time we're playing NTW3, the mod for Napoleon Total War, and this is a 4v4 massive pitch battle. We got a fun one today because we got some cool factions. So let's go ahead and look at the mini-map here. Now, remember, for NTW3, they play for specific spots on the map. So if you look at the map closely, these little houses here represent 1 point. So if you capture it, you get 1 point, and the team that has the most points wins the battle. That makes the battle much more interesting. It helps players be a bit more aggressive, and it just creates a more interesting dynamic. So this, of course, is a coalition versus French army or French battle. So we're gonna see, you know, a historical matchup, you know, a realistic matchup, I guess. Not exactly, but you get what I'm saying. It's always fun. I like how players do this. I love when there's still like, yes, of course, this is not a historical battle, but I still love when there's like a historical theme going on, if you know what I mean. Anyways, let's look at the coalition armies, and it looks like things are gonna pop off pretty quick here. So starting with here, we'll start all the way on this side. We have the Ottoman Empire, and they are gonna bring some awesome cav to the battlefield. So pretty cool to see the Ottomans here because it's a faction that you just don't see too often. So very cool. And then next to them we have Austria. So another cool faction. Good old Austria, a little bit more popular than the Ottoman Empire. Then we have Russia over here. So Russia, another solid faction in this mod. They look so cool too. I love the green uniforms of Russia. And then going down the line, we have England. Well, it's like a Portugal English hybrid. It's like a, you know, Iberian type army. So those are the coalition forces, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, the other side is just going to contain a bunch of French armies, various different French armies. Unfortunately, we can't see exactly what the army is because it's a feature. It's not a bug. It's a feature with the mod where you know, I'm drawing a blank here. Basically, it hides the information of the unit from the opposing team. Because it used to be where if a unit could form square, it would say on the information, but the modders wanted to hide that from opposing players to make it a little bit more challenging. So basically, if you want to get better at the game, you just got to familiarize yourself with a lot of these units to really know what's going on. And then, ooh, looks like we got some fast-moving cav here. Some cav potentially wanting to go in. But they do not go for it. So I don't know what was going on there, but it looked like they were going to charge, but they decided not to. And the French are amassing a lot of cav on this flank as well, trying to figure out, you know, if they should go in or not. But of course, following the cav of the Ottoman Empire, we have the Ottoman infantry. So now it's kind of too late. If they were going to try to make a move to try to kill the cav with overwhelming cav force, that opportunity is now gone, and we'll see how that plays out. Let me go ahead and make the mini-map a little bit smaller. But of course, if you ever get confused on who's who, who's where, the blue side here on the mini-map is the coalition, and the red squares are, they are representing the French. So here we go, first shots of the battle. We've got some scouts who are currently invisible. They're in the fog of war, using their scouting ability, using the brush and trees to hide their position. The British are just going to stay true, stay brave, and keep marching forward in a hail of gunfire. It's not too bad, but they are taking losses here. So cool. So they're going to move up and try to get their guns in range, and there we go. Shots fired, and they hit the back of these skirmishers, and they're gonna go ahead and fall back because obviously you don't want your skirmishers going toe to toe with line infantry. Not a good situation there. But we've got French infantry lined up, ready to go. And there we go. French infantry. What the heck? They just shot their own men. Oh my gosh. Yeah, big mistake there. Oh, and they're still just shooting their own men. Oh boy. They had some retreating skirmishers there, and they were still invisible because of like the dynamic of the unit or whatever, but they shot and a bunch of them died. It was really tragic. Anyways, these scouts, these skirmishers are gonna now open fire over here, hold their ground. I don't know what's going on. Little confusion going on with the French army, so this is a good start for the coalition. Let's just go around to the other sides of the battle. Oh, we did have a little bit of a cav engagement in the center. It looks like both sides lost some cav. And over on this side, it's very much a Mexican standoff where you have two sides waiting to go in, but they're just kind of staring at each other. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, this is pretty good for the coalition. And this is going to be a tough fight. Over here, it's going to act as if it's a 1v1. Oh, and we had a little bit of cav charge over on this side as well, but the British easily handle that. They've got the Royals here, the Dragoons. They just held their own very well and crushed the French cav there. You know, now what I was saying about the 1v1, they're going to be fighting for this house right here, and it's pretty far away from the rest of the houses. So just like strategically looking at this map, I think most of the fighting is going to happen here. And I'm not saying that because the units are here. I'm simply saying that because there's like three, it's a triangle of houses. You have one here. That's one point. Then you got one over here, which the French are currently holding. And then you got one back here that the French most likely are going to, I mean, it's deep in the French territory. So to win this, I think you need 4 points. So I think the coalition, they're going to go for this house in the center, which they currently control, and then this house over here, which is going to be that 1v1 between the French and the British. Now, in the back here, obviously the British control, or the coalition control this. It's just deep in their territory. I mean, they don't technically control it yet, but so to control it, you just need a unit inside the building. So yeah, that's how it goes. But yeah, the fighting here is going to be intense, and this is going to be a 1v1, so to speak, where it's going to come down to individual players on trying to control this region. Now the French artillery, nice, has entered the battlefield. The French desperately needed that dynamic after a rough start to this battle. The British did a great job of initiating this fight, but the French can easily recover. It's still very early in this matchup, and this artillery is definitely going to help with that. As they are going for the infantry, and the infantry do not like that, and now the British are kind of falling back here and reorganizing their lines. They are still engaging in this tree line over here. So we got the march of some infantry, some Portuguese units. It looks like, yeah, this is just all Portuguese units that are pushing forward, and they're going to engage the French. Oh wait, the British are okay. They're already coming back. They're already coming back. It looks like they were worried about that artillery. Let's see. They might have a plan here. Is this their artillery? Yeah, they're setting up their artillery as they speak. They got some 9-pounder foot artillery. That thing needs to get set up as soon as possible and just fire back. Answer back on that French artillery. And now the French turn their targets to the Portuguese as they advance upon their position. This is getting dangerously close, where they might go into canister shot. Let's go ahead and close the minimap here. Let's look around what else is going on. All right, we got some shots fired. Let's see. This is actually, is this, I wonder, I think this faction is this the Confederation of the Rhine? It looks like Prussia. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't know what this is based on the flag. We're definitely gonna have to check that out at the end of the battle. There's a little bit of a cav engagement in the center, but I think it's some sort of puppet state that possibly Napoleon established after he conquered some territory. That might be the case. But But you can see they have French flags in their ranks. So obviously, this is some sort of French Frankenstein, you know, force here. Yeah, but I'm not sure based on looking at the flag. Now over this way, we got a huge cav charge coming in from the French into the Austrian cav. But this is also very close to the Ottoman line, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Ottomans start throwing in their cav as well. We do have some infantry. Oh, look at these guys. They look like pirates. We got some infantry here that are forming, it looks like square. It's hard to tell, but the French cav are just bullying their way in. We got infantry opening fire as well. So a very dynamic situation going on here. Austria is closing in with infantry as well. This is a brutal, brute force cav charge by the French. And I don't know how well this is going to work out considering all the infantry for the coalition. I just don't know. So we'll see how this plays out. But so far, it's going pretty well. The French are doing a great job of just like breaking units left and right with their cav. Now they've got infantry charging in with bayonets. Oh, and there's the Ottoman cav. There is the Ottoman cav. So a fantastic, aggressive push by the French, which is paying off pretty well considering that they're kind of charging into two different armies. But they're starting to run out of gas here, and they most likely want to fall back and reorganize their lines. Because the Ottomans and the Austrians are both kind of re-establishing a foothold, stopping the bleeding. And, wow, the French are still going in with bayonets. This unit's close to breaking, though. No surprise that they're going to try to just go in and just try to kill this unit off. Now the French cav is finally falling back, but they've lost a lot of cav, but they also inflicted a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage there. So we'll see if that, in the long run, if that pays off. But I don't know. I think they got to be careful here because they've kind of put themselves in a situation where they spearheaded forward. There's a gap in the center here. This is a problem. They need to try to plug this gap, but they kind of spearheaded forward, and their flanks might get turned in on. Like the Ottomans might turn here. The Austrians have some units here, and they got, look at this artillery. It's got a perfect angle on the French. Oh yeah. A perfect angle on the French. And they are just opening fire and doing some damage. And they could... Now, it's tough because the terrain is awkward here. But the shots... You see this? The shots are going to hit the hill. And it makes it more difficult to get a clean shot here is what I'm trying to say. So we'll see how that plays out. But this Ottoman artillery could be a big problem for the French. Let's go to the other sides of the battlefield because there's a lot going on here. Oh yeah, look at this. It looks like Russia is kind of doing what the French were doing, but over here on this side, they are brute force charging with bayonets. We had some close combat over here. Wow, there was a lot going on in this battle in one moment. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, look at this. What is happening here? Look at the chaos. And it does look like the French forces are kind of falling back and reorganizing. This is a huge, huge move by the Russian forces. There we go, opening fire. Hold on, I think I gotta fix my game. Yeah, I think the sound is, yep, sure enough. There we go. All right, cool. So, there you have it, guys. That is, that's if you ever have any issues with the sound of your game, that's the problem. Now back over this way, this battle is continuing to be pretty intense. You can see the lines have shifted a little bit. The French have kind of gone to the right here, and it used the tree line to kind of establish their lines, which is really interesting. But yeah, they've got a nice line battle going on in this front. It still looks pretty even. The French artillery is dangerously close to the British artillery. I mean, unless there's units behind here in the fog of war, the British could potentially make a move here and kill this artillery crew. If like with cav or something, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Oh, the French cav. Look at this. They've got a ton of cav going around the flank. Oh, wow. This battle is unraveling quick. Way faster than I expected. And the Russians are now falling back here a little bit because there are some French reinforcements closing in. Oh my gosh. Where is this all happening? Back over this way, you can see both sides kind of disengaged over here as well. You see the French fell back as well. Oh, look at this. We got a cav charge. Are they actually going to go for it? Can they do it? Can the units do it? Oh, they're getting hit with artillery. They do land a charge. But will it be enough? Look, they're breaking already. The Ottomans countercharge. That was a great play. It was very... Oh! Oh my gosh, a French general. Dead. What happened? The Ottomans. The Ottomans send a unit of cav and kill a French general. My goodness. And now here comes some French reserves. Look at this, guys. It's still bloody bayonets over here in the center. Absolute carnage. Absolute carnage, guys. Oof. Some shots going off here. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 units moving in. So that's going to put Russia back into a defensive position. And yeah, that was crazy, crazy infantry charge. Let's go over this way because this is getting interesting as well. It looks like France is going to win this. Great play with the cav. Like, I'm looking at this. Where does the British... Where's the... Like, the British cav? You know, where's the cav? Where's anything to try to maintain their lines here? I don't know. But it does look like the French are closing in, and they're doing a pretty good job at it. We'll see. It's still pretty early still over here. I don't know. But considering that the French cav are weaving around like sharks, like swimming around. Oh, why are they walking into gunfire? I don't know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good play by the... Nice, and then they're going to form square. That's a good play. But I think the French should win this engagement because of all the cav that is closing in and just suffocating this army. And then the infantry is coming in to close in to support. So both these armies are pretty banged up, but I do think the French are going to take this one, which is definitely going to be an issue for the coalition. Let's go back over here. The coalition... Now, over here, the coalition has done pretty well. As in, they did some pretty heavy damage to the French side. But they're going to need more of that if they're going to try to win this. Because pretty soon, there's going to be a sizable French force that is going to be closing in on them pretty soon. Yep. They just got to deal with this one square unit here. Unless there's more British troops I'm just missing. But there's a lot of French cav over here. Very, very fascinating. Back here, we've got the Austrians going full force here. We're starting to see more and more of the Austrian lines. And they're engaging the French lines here. So this is a nice long line battle. But they're going to exchange some shots there. And we'll see how that plays out. Same thing over here. Some shots about to open fire with the artillery. So good stuff there. It's both. I mean, it's hard to determine who's controlling this battle completely. But so far, I would say, with all things considered, I think the French are doing a pretty good job here. We saw the French get aggressive on this side and do a ton of damage. but it wasn't without cost. They took some heavy losses as well. And the Austrians just letting loose. Now we got a charge of infantry. Look at this. The French are going in again. Going in again with the bayonets. And now, oh, they've got some Ottoman support going around the flank trying to quickly break this French unit. But the French aren't done here. They're going in with more units. Look at that. Awesome. But is it gonna be enough? It looks like it's close. And another unit goes in. They're just trickling in. That is awesome. Oh, and now we got Cav coming in. So, is it gonna happen here? Oh, and now we got Austrian going against French Cav on the other side. Oh, things are really picking up here. Things are really picking up here. Oh, but the Austrians are holding. They are holding. Wow. I don't know. Oh my gosh, and the French are getting double teamed here. The Ottomans are closing in. This is backfiring for the French forces. Now we've got French Cav going in. They need to regroup. Honestly, at this point, this is not going well for the French over on this side. I think what they should do is just regroup, delay. Because over on the other side of this actually, over here, the Russians are pushing back the French. Now, this is important because this French army is victorious. They defeated the British force. So they need to hurry up and close in. And I think the Russians realize that. You know, they realize that, hey, they have to hurry up and defeat the French here before the reinforcements arrive. This is a race of reinforcements, essentially. So we'll see how that plays out. But, yeah. Yeah. So far, it looks like the Russians have this under control. But if the French can just hold out until the reinforcements arrive, they could win this battle. It's just yeah, it's going to be intense. Also, there's Austrian units here that aren't really doing anything. It's probably because he's fighting a two-front war. Look at this. He's busy dealing with the French over on this side. And this is nice. The Ottoman-Austrian alliance here actually doing some work against the French. And the French have to fall back to, I don't know, fall back to something, a hill or something. And they're going to probably try to delay engagement and hope that the other French sides win here. And now we've got more reinforcements, more units shifting over to the, this would be the right side of this formation. There we go. There goes the French. So they just got to hold their ground. And we see the Russians are now falling back. Look at this. The Russians are now reorganizing. Why? Because, well, the French, they're setting up artillery now. And this is a great position with the artillery. They've got Cav nearby. Because if they charge this artillery piece... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is definitely what the French need here. They definitely need to win here because it does appear that the Austrian Ottoman alliance is going to easily defeat this army. So we'll see. I've seen crazier things in Total War. You know, there's times where you think you're just utterly crushing and then all of a sudden the battle turns and goes south. All right, so now we've got more and more Cav up here. Look at all this French freaking Cav. This is a problem for the Russians. And now there's French Cav coming out of the woodwork here. Look at this. I think he was trying to hunt down this this cav unit, but they're gonna run away. Good use of the infantry, but the French are closing in. This is awesome. Great work by the French here. There we go. There goes the French cav. Charging in. I don't know what they're doing there. That just was kind of silly. They just instantly broke. What happened there? I mean, if you're the French, just go in like with all your cav. Make sure you have the advantage in every engagement. You know, if it's possible. And here we go. Cav closing in with the French. Cav closing in. They're going after a unit of infantry. And this unit of infantry is going to keep these guys busy, and they're just going to shoot at them. What are they doing? France! And you can see the French infantry is desperately trying to get up there so they could... So basically what I think they're doing is they're trying to slow down the Russian retreat so the French infantry can close in and just shoot them in the back. Over here, we've got the other French faction force, and they're engaging the Austrians. So they're going to form like a defensive formation, like Gettysburg style, around this like hill full of trees. Not quite like Gettysburg, but you get what I'm saying. They're gonna use this tree line as a defensive position. And the French, ooh, gotta be careful here. They're just getting shot as they move. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but I think the French cav might be the great issue here for the Russians. It's not so much the infantry, but rather the cav. And now we've got an infantry charge by the French once again. So they close in. These guys look pretty good. But their morale is hanging around red. I don't know how much longer they can hold. It's shrinking. Their morale is plummeting. Oh, wait. No, it's going up. It's going up. So we'll see if they can maintain that fight. And same thing over here. The French are just going... I think they're going all in. I think they're going all in. Now, these units pretty much break as they engage. But I think with the cav going in, oh yeah. Massive cav battle. Massive cav battle. Oh my gosh. Get the artillery up there, France. Oh, the Ottomans are sending aid. They're sending some cav support. And oh my gosh. The French are throwing away their cav. They're throwing away their infantry. This is a bold move, an aggressive move that is not paying off. The French do have some cav left over, but like, it's not looking good. We'll see. We'll see. Oh my gosh, more cav coming out of the trees. They tricked them. There's so much cav to go around. More French charging in with bayonets. Who is gonna take this one? It looks like the Russians are putting up a great stand here. A fantastic stand. Now the cav is closing in. They're going to make a move on the infantry. The infantry are either forming square or changing formation. Oh my gosh, what a play by the Russians. They saw that charge coming a mile away. And now we got more cav charges going in. Look at this. More cav going in. We'll see how that progresses, but my goodness, this fight, guys. This is so cool. Like it's kind of like a last stand, a wave defense. And now the Russians are falling back with their infantry, and both sides, like the dust is settling, so to speak, with the infantry charging. Back over here, the Ottomans and the Austrians, since they push back the French so far, look at this. The French are having to fall all the way back, and they're using this road to get to their friendly forces. This is definitely a race against the clock for the French. I think that here, this is my epic call of the day here. If the French do not do massive damage, if they don't defeat this force here before the reinforcements show up, it's over. It's over for the French. They have to hurry up and crush this force. And if they don't do it, I don't think they have enough men to deal with all of this. Now, if they were able to crush this and then reorganize and then work with this army over here, there's definitely a better chance of the French winning. So we'll see what they do here. We'll see. But, yeah, I think the French, they're in trouble. They are absolutely in trouble. The artillery needs to get hammering, man. Get all those pieces just rapid fire as fast as possible because they're so blobbed up in there. You could get some good artillery hits. But look at this smart play by the Russians. They're falling back. They're falling back to the safety of their allies. Oof. What a stand by Russia and the Austrians. Now the rest of the Austrian army is linking up. And this is what it's going to come down to, guys. And I got to say, the coalition is looking awfully thick. All right? With 2 C's. Thick. Okay? They're looking good. They're looking good. They're looking like they can, they've got men to spare, where the French are looking thin and frail. Okay? Thin and frail. I don't know. It's tough to say because this is in the perspective of the coalition. So maybe there's some French units that we just don't see right now. But the French are making a move here. It looks like for the artillery, they might actually pull this off if they don't take too many casualties going in here. Yes, sirree, Bob. They're going to go in and they're going to charge in and get this artillery. And they're going to break it. I think they're going to try to get their cav out of there. Come on, get them out. Come on. Oh, what? Oh, they broke. But what a play. That was actually a good move by the French. They really needed that, actually. That's one less artillery they have to worry about. But they just have to... They got to worry about the infantry now. They got to worry about the infantry. That is the big problem. So, I think now we're going to see a shift in aggressiveness. We're going to see the coalition go in with their troops. You know, and push the French forces. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. Who's gonna take this, guys? I think the only way for the French to win this is they're gonna need artillery and they're gonna need cav. Their infantry is so severely outnumbered that they need some sort of equalizer here. Like, they need to set up this artillery and form canister shot or something and treat it as infantry or something. You know, they got to do something here to break and kill all these units of infantry. Now over here we do have a Russian AV unit, so keep in mind. Well, how did this guy die? How did he die? Did someone shoot him? This guy just fell over and died. A random shot from the battle hit him? Like, holy crap. That was kind of crazy. And the French are most likely going to make their stand next to their artillery because they're going to need it for the fight. And over here, the French, I don't know, they look so weak. They're so spread out, thin units. Again, they probably have some units in the fog of war, but yeah. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Who is going to win this engagement? All right, the French are moving up. I'm getting the feeling that they might be going in with bayonets. Okay, no. I was like, okay, come on, France. You can't just charge your way out of this one. You gotta fight. You gotta shoot. Now the Ottomans are opening fire at the French who are repositioning. You got this beautiful battle line, but the Ottomans just have so many units. It's hard to believe that the French can go toe-to-toe in a gunfight in this situation. I just don't think they can do it. Now we got some French infantry closing in. But it's just 4 units, and I believe the Russians are going to be able to handle that pretty clearly, pretty obviously. Look at this. The Ottomans have a second layer of infantry. Yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem for the French. I think they're going to, I don't know. Like, I feel like the French have to rely on some sort of aggressive move here. Not with their infantry, but with their cav. If they can create a chain route with their cav, if they can do some heavy damage with the artillery, there's still a chance for France to win this one. But, I don't know. I just feel like, at this point, it's a slow burn to their death. Like, if they just maintain the status quo in this situation, they're just gonna lose. So they gotta come up with something here. But this is pretty cool. Like, this is a nice, long line battle. Looks... Oh, nice volley there. That was aggressive. Looks like we got some Bavarians here. Here's the cannon. They definitely need this artillery to go off. In the line battle picking up here. The French are not as close here. And they've got some support over here. This is nice. A little bit of a flank here. This unit on the end might break fairly soon. They're down to 54 men. We got a skirmish flank. A lot of lights over on this side. With some cav trying to protect them, but... What's this? What is this? Random French units. Interesting. I guess the Russians are going to send some units in the back to deal with these guys. Ooh. They're dunsy. They're dunsy. There they go. Nice. And the French go in the building. Smart play. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The French are moving in some cav. But, again, great job with the Ottomans here using a section of infantry to kind of zone out the cav. Look at that. That's a smart play. Instead of having all of his infantry on the front line, he's going to keep some in reserve and just angle themselves to always be in front looking at the enemy cav. That's a really good play. Now the French are possibly charging in here. Getting super aggressive. Some French cav in the center looking like they're thirsty. The Ottomans still maintaining their line here. Looks like the French kind of fell back here a little bit. I don't know what the Russians are doing. The Russians still have a ton of troops that are just kind of chilling. I get it. There's some French here that they have to worry about, but I think Russia could probably move some units to the front to kind of help out a little bit. And yeah, the French are breaking here. And they're going to go in. Oh my gosh. They're going in with bayonets. Woof. They're going in with bayonets. And now the French cav is pushing forward. Look at this. They're going in. This is a full-on charge. An epic last desperate tactic by the French. Fantastic charge there. Great play. It's chaos. Just pure chaos over here. And they are breaking multiple Ottoman units. The Ottomans are going to get charged on this side as well. The French are going in. This is it. Now there's a countercharge by the Russian cav, trying to maintain the lines here. And now, oh my gosh, if the French pull this off, this will be pretty impressive here. Very impressive. Now the Russians, they're shifting around their units. They might get their infantry involved. Yeah, they're sending infantry over to help the Ottomans because the Ottomans are getting rolled up on. Getting rolled up. Let's see if they can maintain their lines and stop the bleeding. If they can just stop the momentum, I think they're okay. I think if they just stop the French momentum here, they will be all right. But so far, they are just bleeding troops. There we go. Some French troops are breaking. And then we've got some French cav closing in. Got a bird's eye view of this battle. Absolutely fantastic looking. And the French are closing in here as well. They're going for a center charge. This is it. Do or die. They go all in. Can they do it? Look at this. Slicing and dicing, baby. No, I think the French are running out of steam. Great job by the Ottomans to kind of reestablish. Look at this. Now they're getting shot from two different sides. Great job by the Ottomans. There's just too much. There's too much infantry. The Russians showed up with some troops. The Austrians are here. The French are now having to fall back and reorganize. But that was nonetheless a great charge by the French. If they had a little bit more troops, I think they could have pulled out a victory on that side. Which is kind of a funny statement. If they just had a little bit more troops, I feel like there's a lot of battles that you could look throughout history. If they just had a little bit more troops, they could have won. So that's a pretty no-brainer statement there, but yeah, you guys come for my shallow commentary, you know? Here we go, more charging going in, but this looks like it's over. Yeah, this looks like it's over. The French are down to nothing on this side. The biggest French army is over on this front, is mostly containing of skirmishers, and this does look like it's going to be a coalition victory. So a great engagement there. Really fantastic fight. Really good job. Another general falls, so that's the second French general down. Oh, yeah. There you have it, guys. A great battle, though. Very back and forth, all over the place. Some good engagements, especially over here. Nice aggressive play by the French. And it was cool to see the French win over on this front and then show up with reinforcements. But yeah, since this battle is pretty obviously over and there's only a few remaining troops that aren't going to be enough, we're going to go ahead and fast forward to the end results. There you have it, guys. Battle over, and here are the results. So this one was sent in by G, or as I like to call him, Guy, and I do appreciate the battle replay. This was a fun one. Lots of charging, lots of cav engagements, and a very dynamic battle that was, you know, had many highs and lows for both sides. So a great fight. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you guys did as well. These are always good fun. They feel like real life battles. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel a ton. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time on the battlefield.